So three, two.
Hello, everyone. We are here for the Future of Zen Academy Town Hall. I am Zeneca. If you had not seen me before, I'm here with Emily, our lovely head of marketing, community culture, brand, everything. How are you, Emily?
I am great. How are you feeling? How are you feeling? You feeling
I
good?
feel good. I'm really just excited to share our vision and stuff that we've been working on behind the scenes. It's for a while, been coming for a while. How are you feeling? How are you? I asked you that already. What are you most excited
Well,
about?
I'm just excited to not have to keep as many secrets. I feel like we're still gonna have to keep some secrets, of course, but I feel like
A
there's
few
just
things.
a lot
Few
of
things.
yeah, a few things. I feel like there's just a lot of high level stuff that I've had to really not talk about. And I'm just excited to kind of share what we've been working on and all of the high level stuff that I feel like we've been, working on for months. So it'll be
We
super,
really
and
have.
I'm just proud of it. So I'm excited.
I'm excited too. Uh, Part of what I've always been about, what we've always been about, is sort of being transparent with our community, sharing what we're up to along the way. And for a little while now, we've been keeping things a little close to the chest. Haha, pun intended. Future pun intended. People will get that later on. Spoiler alert.
Too
Anyway,
soon. Too
um,
soon.
too soon. There's probably everyone's still
Uh,
filing on in. We haven't got everyone in here yet. We'll start off in a couple minutes, but maybe do we want to go over the Discord consolidation because that's something that's happened over the last 24 hours. Uh, Maybe you can run through what the Discord changes that we made.
Yeah, so kind of in tandem with some of the stuff we're going to talk about today, we are trying out. It's a test run, so no one, no one get too upset. We are combining the discords, the 333 discords, and the Zen Academy discords. So we're going to have our 333 members in their own section, but it'll be a lot more commingling between the two I want to say they're part of the grander Zen Academy community, but it's giving an opportunity for a little bit more commingling. We're already seeing that. It's already we I think we flipped the switch last night, late last night, and so
Yep.
it's been going really well. I feel like we've been getting some really good feedback. We tried to make things look very similar to how the 333 had it before, but obviously tweaking and changing things. So any feedback is welcome there. But it's already really fun. It's cool
Yeah.
to see 333 members jumping into general and chatting with other Zen Academy community members. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun. And part of the reason we're doing this, A, is to have that commingling and sort of the back and forth experience. But I think it is really sort of the whole decision came from when we were discussing the PFP project and where the PFP community would sit within the whole Zen Academy ecosystem. And I'll get to that when I'm going to have a presentation. I'm going to talk people through. There'll be visuals and everything, but just high level, it's sort of you know the question was asked: do we then have a third Discord server for the PFP? And split Zen Academy, PFP 3 and we basically immediately were like, no, that's crazy. Like, we're not going to do that. And then we thought, well, if we're not going to do that, maybe we should just have everyone in the same place. And yeah, it's going to be fun. I can't wait.
Yeah,
I
I
can't
think
wait.
I think the community will see a little bit. You're gonna get a peek behind the curtain of kind of our thinking around all of this too, and I think it'll make a lot more sense once you see kind of the grander vision. So
Shall we?
yes, and I also before we start, we are questions at the end. We have our
Hmm.
team members in Discord going through we actually would love your questions in the general chat of the Zen Academy section specifically. And we're also going to have a couple team members go through the YouTube live chat. We love seeing the chatter there as well. And we'll go through and answer questions at the end. But also, we're going to be doing a Twitter space right after the end
Mm.
of the town hall as well. So we'll actually have an opportunity to answer more questions, bring you all up and chat with us and have a little bit more two-way conversation after the town hall as well.
I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, it's just
It's gonna be a
we got a
fun
few
night.
hours. It's gonna be a fun night. Morning for me. Morning for some people. I saw someone on Twitter say that our Twitter space starts at 6 a.m. Actually, it starts at 6 a.m. for me as well. Anyway,
Well, there you
let's not get distracted. Let's jump into the presentation, shall we? We're ready to go. We're happy to answer any and all questions. Emily and I are going to go off camera while I share my screen. Duh, 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 duh. Share this. Get rid of my mug. How do I do that? There we go. And over here. Alrighty, welcome. This presentation, it'll take me about 20-25 minutes to get through, and it is really going to showcase our thinking about our vision for the future of Zen Academy, the PFP, but so much more. The PFP exists as, and it will exist as one part of our entire ecosystem, and we're really building something elaborate, something large, something to last many, many, many years. And so, yeah, let's jump right into it. Before we get into the meat of it, I want to just share some thoughts on transparency and being ethical. And like, we want to be as transparent about our plans as possible, but we have redacted a few aspects, including the name of the PFP project and current artwork, partially so that we can surprise you. It's fun to just have a plan to tease out the art and share sneak peeks, and then it also gives us a bit of flexibility to change and pivot, and then we really want to reserve that flexibility. And when it comes to the name, basically there's trademark reasons. We're still finalizing the name, and we want to make sure that we have our trademarks all buttoned up before we leak that. So there's literally 4 people on Earth who know the name that we're going for. 5 actually, our lawyer. Ethics is something that I've always felt really important, just at a personal level, and I think that has flowed through to Zen Academy, where in July we implemented an ethical trading policy, which, you don't have to read it right now. You can go to our Gitbook, zenacademy.gitbook.io, and the full details are there. But just the gist of it is that there has been a trading ban on all Zen Academy tokens, actually for over a week now, since we first shared this internally. And this will extend until a period of time after all information has been released to the public. So if anyone is interested in that, go check that out. The importance of why. So I wanted to start really with why. And this is something that is a question I ask other founders a lot. I do a lot of advising and consulting. People come to me and they pitch me projects and they're like, what do you think of this? And one of my first questions, and often my first question, is why? Why are you doing what you're doing? Why are you the right person or the right people, the right team to be doing it? And really, what is your reason behind all of this? And for us, I had to think about it. I had to sit down and really try to get to the bottom of it. And what it comes down to is, I believe that we as Zen Academy are in a unique position to help a lot of people, and to be able to bring together a global community and take that community to great, tremendous heights. I say unique position because of the brand and the awareness that we've built up over the 12 to 18 months between Zen Academy and even my personal brand. And in essence, sort of leveraging that to help people and to build a community for the community, by the community, with the community. This is really people first, community first. And that's the whole reason for doing this. It's for everyone. It's not to make a lot of money. It's not to do X, Y, and Z. It's not to deliver a singular product or thing. It's to help people and continue to build our excellent community and take it to new heights. So that's our why. I just wanted to preface everything with that. All right. So I look to the future. We have broken things down into 4 phases just to sort of make it a little easier to conceptualize. And I'm going to go through each one step by step. At a high level, phase 1 is upgrade. Phase 2 is onboard. Phase 3 is the reveal, and phase 4 is grow. So let's jump into each. To begin with, and I think this is not going to come as a massive surprise to a lot of people, but perhaps it will. We want to improve the functionality of our existing tokens and basically upgrade from ERC 1155s to ERC 721s. This is the reason we launched with 1155s, and for those who don't know, they are basically what are they? They're like editions of an NFT. So all NFTs are basically kind of the same, and you don't have a lot of the same features and things that you can do with the uniqueness of having a 721. And so the reason we launched it was safe. It was cheaper in gas. It was simple. I didn't think we needed them. But now we've come to realize that there are things that you can do with the 721s that you can't do with 1155s. So ZenAcademy Genesis token, ZAG stands for Zen Academy Genesis. You might hear us use that a few times. Will be able to be burned, and in return, you will receive a chest, a Zen chest. I'll get more into this a little later, but effectively, you can think of this chest as your PF box, your chest. Some comparisons are Renga black boxes, CloneX vials. The end result will be you'll be able to burn your chest and reveal your PFP when the time is right. And for instance, this is something that we could not have easily done from 1155s to final state, especially with some of the other utility that we want to incorporate along the way. The 333 Club token is a slightly different journey. It will be burned, the 1155, and turned into a club pass, and that pass will be able to, it will stay around forever. That will be your permanent pass, and you'll be able to use that pass to claim 3 chests. And I'm going to show some slides breaking this process down. This is all scheduled to happen in November. We're already in November, so this is happening within the next few weeks, and we have the art. It's ready to go. It's very cool. I can't wait to share. We're going to tease it. We're going to announce it. We're going to do it all in the next few weeks. So this is the first step. I'm going to break down the process a little bit more just to sort of visualize it for people. ZenAcademy Genesis token, most people have one of these. If you're in the community, you'll be able to upgrade / burn that to get a Zen chest. It's a direct 1-to-1 conversion. It's free. You just pay gas. And then when it comes to the PFP, which that will be in Q1 2023. I'll get to that. So that's not until early next year, but you'll burn your chest to claim, reveal, mint your PFP. Once again, entirely free. We would just gas. And we wanted to do it this way to reward our community. A lot of people have asked, I've probably had this question asked about 50 times. Will ZAG holders, will Zen Academy Genesis holders get allow listed? And it's great that people are hoping for that, thinking that they will be on a list that allows them to mint. But we really just want to, we think everyone should have a PFP in the community, and we wanted to do that for free. We have an interesting other mechanism to sort of generate some revenue and bring new people into the community. And I'll get to that in a little bit, but that's the high level for the ZAG token. For 333 Club pass holders, it's basically the same with an additional step. The original token will be upgraded, burned to get your club pass, and then you'll keep that club pass forever, and you'll be able to use that pass to claim 3 chests, which you can then burn for 3 PFPs. We have a couple of other ideas and small little perks that we can give to 333 Club Pass holders when it comes to the PFP, but we very intentionally do not want to sort of mess with rarities. We don't want to give 333 holders sort of a more rare PFP. It is going to be equal footing when it comes to the PFP collection. And we just felt like that was the most fair path forward for everyone with respect to the PFP. All right, after the upgrade, what to expect next? I just want to check in with Emily, because I can't see anyone here. Things going good on the tech front? Everyone happy?
You're doing, everyone. I mean, it's going great. You're doing great.
Awesome. Earlier we did test recording and I was coming out all robotic and had to change my internet. So just checking in. All right, after the upgrade, what do we expect next? Actually, maybe before I go to the next slide, let me just talk a little bit about how we visualize the ecosystem. Let me go back a couple. So here currently we've got sort of a 2-tier system. We have Zen Academy. Within it, we have the 333 Club, and then we have kind of everyone else. And that includes complete beginners to the ecosystem, people's first NFT that don't know much about NFTs, and people tell them, hey, go check out Zen Academy. And that's people that we very much want to appeal to. We want to help people onboard into this space. But then we also have a large percentage of people, myself included, and most of the team, who are like, we're degens. We sort of like alpha. We like trading. We like looking for edges. Maybe some of us are devs, some are artists, some are collectors, tinkerers, builders, founders. It's really everyone. And we didn't have a great way to differentiate between the two. And so part of this is to basically have a 3-tier system where now we have the 333 Club at top, The PFP project, which will be sort of like ZAG tokens, will be elevated into that tier, who are sort of the more experienced, more advanced people in the space. And we have cool plans to sort of make that more of a just a hub for like the I don't want to say misfits, but the people who are just like more experienced and edgy and tinkerers. Tinkerers is a good word. The people who are just trying to, find their edge in this space, and will be utilizing tools and resources to sort of empower those people. And then at the bottom, we said, well, for Zen Academy, we want to open that up and make that as inclusive as possible. So that gets us to phase 2, which is improve inclusivity. By having a 333 club and by having a PFP at 333 and it's going to be a 10K collection, they're kind of limited. How do you onboard new people? How do you get, it's not inclusive if you need to pay 0.3 ETH, 1 ETH, 8 ETH, 10 ETH. I can't remember what the 333 is right now to get in. So we are planning to sort of solve for this by introducing a new NFT, Zen Academy student IDs. I've seen mock-ups of these. They look awesome. I can't wait. These will be free. They will be unlimited. There will be no cap, and they'll be soul-bound. So there's no financial value in holding one of these, but we want to make these available to anyone. Really, our goal is that anyone's first NFT should be a Zen Academy student ID. We have a lot of initiatives to sort of onboard newcomers, to provide educational material and resources. Recently, we launched the 30 Days of NFTs. We have YouTube channels. We have newsletters going out. We do workshops in real life. We're doing a lot to sort of reach new people, and we want to bring them into Zen Academy and just onboard them into NFTs in like a safe, friendly manner, and also into the Zen Academy community. And so the best way to do that, we thought, was basically make it free and inclusive. And more details about that will be coming in December, January. I think we should be able to launch that in December, but we've just given us a little extra breathing room with, when it comes to timing and planning and dev stuff, you always want to leave a little wiggle room. Excuse me. Around the same time, in December, January, we will be opening up applications for additional chests. All right, what do I mean by additional chests? Well, if anyone has been doing math at home, and I'm not going to doing math live on stream is always a bad idea, but basically, if you take our existing supply of Zen Academy Genesis tokens, we have 7,848. 323 tokens, we have 333. That gets us to about just under 9,000 chests, because 333 token holders get 3 chests each. The standard collection size is 10K. We could have left it at just under 9K, but in order to ensure that the mint could remain free and figure out a way to generate some additional revenue for the business, for the company, we decided that we will essentially fill that gap. 1,153 additional chests will be reserved to be sold via an application process. Now, I'm not sure this has been done quite like this before. Obviously, applications have been, we've seen various projects do it. It's sort of like the meta right now. I actually did it for the 333 Club a year ago. 14 months ago, I opened the applications for that. And I think it worked really, really well. The 333 Club community is just an incredible community full of amazing people, and I think a lot of it comes down to that application process. We will be doing something similar. I totally get and understand that people are getting fed up of applications, and we're very cognizant of that. We're very mindful of that. We will do ours in a way that is not some thing that you require an hour to fill out and you never hear back from us. It's going to be done in a way that we can hopefully find people that will just be a good fit for our community. We're not necessarily asking people, oh, what can you do for us? Are you a developer? Are you someone that can come and build this? No, it's just, honestly, it's about finding good people that want to be part of our community, and we'll be selling them the tokens at a to be announced in the future price. There are a lot of factors that go into that. Again, I'm not sure it's been done before, having an application for a collection that already kind of exists, where we've got 9,000 roughly tokens and we're only selling 10% more. But I'm curious to hear what people think about this. It's something we tossed around for a while, and we went back and forth on a few different models. A lot of people, when the discussion of royalties was coming up a few months ago, and even more recently, said, well, maybe projects should retain some supply and sell that. And then people are like, well, but if that happens, then they're sort of, as soon as the team starts selling, it's such a signal and the market's going to crash. And we thought this was an interesting approach where we sort of announce our plans to sell in advance. We curate the list of people that will be buying. We sell to individuals, one per person, and do it to people that we think will be part of the community for the long term and not flippers. And it's on us to sort of go through those applications and find the people that we think are going to be most meaningfully additive to the community, and also to the people that the community will be right for them. We want to make sure it's a two-way fit. So that is going to be happening in December, January, or opening rather in December, January, and then it'll be a longer process as we go through those applications and finalize the details. But more information will be presented about that and really about all of this over the coming months. Phase 3 is the reveal. This is the most fun part to me. We get to art for the PFPs. People get to burn their chests, open their chests, reveal and mint their PFPs, claim their PFPs. This will happen in Q1 2023. So we're still a few months away, but we want to make sure to have fun with it. We want to make sure that the art is awesome. We want to make sure that the art is something that people will like and appreciate, recognize, and resonate with. Creating good PFP art is a challenge at the best of times. I've been in this space for 18 months now, and I've seen a ton of projects. And it's difficult when art is subjective to have something that appeals to a lot of, like, you'll never be able to create art that absolutely everyone loves. There will always be some small percentage of people that dislike it for one reason or another. I think having art that is evocative and unique and immediately basically springs to mind a certain collection, that is kind of what we should be aiming for. And of course, the art needs to be high quality, beautiful, and all that. And we're going to ensure that that's the case. We are planning to work with some pretty high profile artists to hide some fun Easter eggs within the collection. That's always going to be fun. And the end goal of having the PFP out there and having people be able to represent a Zen PFP is to be able to represent a Zen PFP. I can't wait. And I think that I want it to be that if you see someone on Twitter that has a Zen PFP, you will have a pretty good idea that this is a person that you could have a conversation with and you would get along well. This is very likely to be someone that shares similar values, similar ethos, similar culture, someone that is here for the long term, not here to sort of flip and get, just flip. I mean, nothing against flippers. I've been a flipper for a long time and we love our flippers, but someone that is here for just like more meaningful reasons and just a good human, I guess, at the end of the day. It just comes down to being a good human. If having a Zen PFP will evoke that response in people, then I think that's all I can hope for. And everything else is kind of gravy on the top. Phase 4. We call this grow. And this period is like literally everything after the reveal phase. We have plans to onboard literal millions of people. And we have an avenue now to do that with our student IDs. We have tons of media outlets, and I'll get to that later, where we can reach larger and larger audiences and bring them A, into NFTs and Web3 and crypto, and B, into ZenAcademy and be part of the community in one way or another. We want everything we do to be done for the community, with the community, to empower the community. And yeah, I was thinking about where to put this. So build for the future is also something that we want to do. And we want to, a lot of projects have a specific thing in mind that they're working towards. They say, we are building a game. We are creating IP. We want to be the next Disney. We are, doing this, that, or the other. And those things are awesome and great and very ambitious. And if they can achieve them, then the sky is the limit, and that is incredible. Another one is building a metaverse. However, it sort of, to my mind, hinges the success of a project and community so much on one specific thing. And I think it's far too early still in the space to sort of put your North Star on one thing and go, hey, we're going to build this and it's going to work. And if it doesn't, the community is going to fall apart. And that's how I see a lot of projects. And I think it's kind of backwards, where the PFPs and the community align around a singular final end state vision rather than build from the ground up, where the community is the strength. And then that strong community can go and build a million different things. We can incubate projects and create services. And maybe it happens in 6-12 months. We've got this awesome lore that's been fleshed out, and we can make an IP play. Or maybe it is that someone has an incredible idea for like a metaverse experience, or whatever it might be, real life activations. There's so many things that we can do, but it's just so much more powerful to have a community that is empowered and is here for the long term and the right reasons, and wants to help each other and work together to be able to do anything, rather than saying, hey, we are just going to do X, and if that doesn't work, and the thing is, even if it does work or will work, there's going to be bumps along the way. And when there are those bumps, that's when we see a lot of communities lose faith, and there's FUD, and, it's tough on the community. It's tough on the members. It's tough on the team. They get frustrated, and it's disheartening. And I think that the way that we're designing our community and our PFP project is really for longevity, for community first, and in a way that if we continue to do our job right and go the way that we're going, the sky is the limit, and there's no there's no single point of failure. All right. That was a tangent that I was going to throw in somewhere, and I decided to put it here, but this is the 4 phases of the short to medium term future, phases 1 through 3, and then phase 4 is just a look beyond. Phase 4 is obviously abstract and very open-ended. Phase 1 is upgrade, which will happen in November, in the next few weeks. Phase 2 is onboard, which begins in December, January. It will go on forever. We'll always be looking to onboard people one way or another. Phase 3 is the reveal, the fun, the art, the mystery of opening up your box and seeing what PFP you get. Phase 4 is everything else. All right, let's talk utility. What does it mean to be a token holder? So we now have 3 tokens in our ecosystem. Well, we have 2, soon to be 3. And yeah, utility is an interesting word in the NFT space. It's thrown around a lot. And I think that, again, so much of this space is subjective and speculative and intangible, that as soon as people start to hone in too much and pin everything on a singular specific utility or a few utilities, then I think things fall apart. So instead, we're taking a high level approach and, offering a variety of utility features that, again, sort of empower our community, and then we can go off in whatever direction and build what we want. So without sort of further ado, this chart we created, this is an ecosystem tier chart. Comparison chart, I guess, is the best way to put it. I'm not going to go through everything bit by bit. We will tweet this out. I think Emily will be tweeting that out shortly. We'll post it in the Discord and the Git book, and everyone can go check it out. There's nothing earth-shattering here. We've got the most exclusive tier, the 333 Club, the exclusive tier, which is the PFP, or currently the Genesis, turning into the chest, and then the PFP, and then the inclusive tier, which is a student ID that will be open to everyone. As you can see, obviously the student IDs don't get too much in the way of utility and membership perks and stuff like that, and that's kind of understandable, given that that's going to be by far the largest community, but we'll always see if there are things that we can do for them. Genesis holders get the bulk of things, PFP holders rather, and then 333 clubs get a few additional extra perks. Let's move on to the next slide. All right, up until now, I've been talking about ZenAcademy. What about the future of Zen Labs? What even is Zen Labs? I'm going to pause here for a second just to check in with Emily. Am I still sounding good?
You're still
Excellent. It's not even just I'm sounding great. I just need to make sure that you're there, because like my internet could have dropped out and I would have no idea. I'd just be talking to myself.
Kept going. Or I just like left.
Yeah, you just left the building. You're like, go and make a sandwich. I'm gonna make a snack. Let's get yeah. Food time. All right, let's talk about the future of Zen Labs. What even is Zen Labs? Zen Labs is the parent company that ZenAcademy and a bunch of other initiatives sit underneath. And I'm going to show an org chart in a second that will help make it all make more sense. But Zen Labs is it's incorporated. It's incorporated in. I mean, I don't need to get into all the specifics, but it's in here in Dubai, and you know, we have proper corporate structure, and we're going to be expanding in many directions. But Zen Labs is the parent company, and everything sort of fits underneath it. All right, here's a fun org chart, and there were so many iterations of this. We didn't know how involved we wanted to make it, and we ended up sort of paring it back quite a bit. And this is just a high level overview. The initial versions had all of the things on the right broken down into a ton of detail, but I'll go left through right. Left is pretty self-explanatory. That's ZenAcademy. That's what most people are aware of and familiar with. Within that, we got the 333 Club, the PFP project, the name currently redacted, and students will be the inclusive tier at the end there. Zen Media. So when it came to launching ZenAcademy in the first place, I thought about wanting to launch an NFT project, or really just wanting to work more in Web3 and in the NFT space, and like, how can I do that? And content was the thing that sort of came to mind, and was the thing that people came to know me for, and that sort of continues to be a very core part of our ecosystem. Now, there's a variety of content mediums: audio, visual, writing, podcasts, you know, YouTube, newsletters, and so on and so forth. We've got a couple of podcasts, the third one coming out soon. We're on YouTube, and you know, we're beginning to expand into TikTok and Instagram, and put together workshops. All of this to say, I mean, we have multiple newsletters, we have books coming out, we have our email course. All of this to say that there is a tremendous amount of activity and visibility and content, rather, I mean, more than anything, just being produced and continuing to be produced under the Zen Labs banner. And this sort of has a wonderful flywheel effect where it makes more people aware of our entire ecosystem. And by that, they might find ZenAcademy and you know, hopefully join us, at least as a student. And then some people will decide to join the 333 or the PFP tier. And, you know, over the, you know, this has been a year since we've built up all of this, maybe a little longer, 18 months for some of the things that I've been working on personally before ZenAcademy. And I think we've grown fairly large in terms of followers and subscribers and all of that. And I think this space is still really early, and we're well positioned to sort of continue to grow and scale, especially into the next cycle. And we will then just be this, hopefully, this massive media entity that can capture attention, help people. Like the core of all of our content is to provide good, valuable content. We don't engage in hype or FOMO or just crazy get rich quick schemes or scams or anything like that. We're really purposeful and intentful in ensuring the quality of our content is high. And you know, it might be a little slower to sort of take off, but I think over the long run it will work out well. And having this as part of our corporate entity definitely makes it that we are going to be less reliable on our community as sort of a monetization stream. So a lot of projects talk about royalties. They talk about, projects, they just sell tokens to their community and then have them trade between each other and then sell more tokens and keep inflating the ecosystem. And we really want to avoid that. So we're building the entire business in a sustainable manner that does not rely on the community, other than just support. If you like our content, you share it, and it sort of works really well in this symbiotic way. Zen Media is one thing that we've got. We have a lot coming up, and these are things that are in various stages of production. We have a Web3 consulting firm, advisory arm that is being built out as we speak, developed. We have people working on it. We're thinking about it and building towards it, and that is a way to go B2B. So everything largely up until now has been sort of, ZenAcademy or Zen Labs to individuals, but there are a lot of companies out there, brands, celebrities, Web3 native ones, Web2 ones, institutions that we can work with and just find mutually beneficial relationships in an entirely new medium than all of the rest of this. Zen, I'm super excited about that. That is like short to medium term, next 6 months, there should be some significant activity and movement there, probably on the shorter end. Zen events is the idea of an in real life conference type thing, except conference is the wrong word. I picture it as a retreat. I want to do Zen retreats all around the world, in real life experiences, where people can come together in a more calm environment. Most conferences are in New York or LA or Las Vegas or Miami or London, and most of them are filled with satellite events, after parties that are in clubs and restaurants and bars, and they're full of partying and networking, and they're really fun, but they're not me, and I think that they're not for everyone. And I think that there is a large amount of people out there that would prefer something a little more calm and peaceful and chill and laid back, something maybe in nature where there's workshops and meditation and having fun and meals and hikes, and we will have speakers come in to talk and share things, but it'll be a little more zen, for lack of a better word, a little more calm, a little more peaceful. And these are things that we can run in a way that includes the NFT holders, and we can give free tickets, we can give discounted tickets. We have to figure out the exact mechanics, but we can make sure that everyone in the community is brought along that wants to be, and then we can potentially look to open it up to the wider community and have this become a larger thing. And it's one other thing that we're working towards and want to do, and is in our future. Zen Give Back it's kind of deserves to be everywhere. This is just the charity vein that runs through the entire business. We want to make sure that everything we do has a just a view to do things in an altruistic way, and remember that we are in a fortunate position. We should be giving back, and we've done this. We've made various donations to Ukraine. We have a scholarship fund where we have our Zenmas initiative to support up-and-coming NFT artists, and I think we're going to really continue to lean into ways that we can give back throughout everything that we do. Zen Ventures, I don't want to talk too much about, but I think that there's a lot of potential in the future to effectively spin up a venture arm of the entire thing. Zen Incubator is another thing that a lot of people have asked us about. Are we going to do it? We should do it. Why? When are we going to do it? It's on our radar. It's on the list of things that we would love to do. It makes so much sense to have an incubator where ZenAcademy, Zen Labs can help sort of support people and projects that have great ideas and see them from idea to execution and delivery. And Zen DAO. This one is long term. So I love DAOs. I love the idea of DAOs. I love DAOs in theory. I think in practice, they are tricky. They are difficult. They are messy. They have not been figured out yet. People are still continuing to figure out how DAOs should operate, how they exist in a legal framework in the world, how governance should go. And I would love for some or all of this one day to be DAOified, but it's basically impossible to undo a DAO, or it's really, really difficult, but it's always possible to move into a DAO later. So when we're thinking in decades and really setting ourselves up for the future, there's no rush. Like we're not in a rush to say, hey, we're going to do a DAO tomorrow and just make it happen and then try and figure out how to make it work. I've had experience myself participating in DAOs, and they're fairly easy if they're small and tens of people, but as you move into hundreds and then thousands of people, they get exponentially more complicated, and it's just not something that is a top priority for us. But one day it's on the card, because it's something I would love to do one day. It's worth at this point just mentioning, reiterating, confirming, just doubling down. Well, doubling down is the wrong word, but just I want to make it crystal clear that having an NFT, being part of the 333 Club, the PFP project, a student, is being part of the Zen Academy community. You have a membership token to the community. You might have some great art and a collectible. It does not make you an investor in the business. I think this is something that a lot of people misconstrue, and we want to be crystal clear that there is a very large distinction between the two, and our NFTs are collectibles, membership tokens, and art. And I think that's the way it should be. And I think that there are tremendous ways for symbiotic relationships to exist in such an ecosystem. So that is Zen Labs as a business and as an entity. And most of the things we have going on, there's, I think, a couple things we haven't added yet. Let's move to the next slide. All right, we're getting to the end here. Let's talk about our roadmap or lack thereof. Those who are here at the beginning know that we have no roadmap. Those who have read our Git book know that we have no roadmap. When I launched ZenAcademy, I very intentionally, did not have a roadmap. I instead had a not a roadmap section on the website. I think roadmaps are generally bad. They sort of lock a team into a certain direction, or even worse, a certain set of actions, or of course, like things and targets to hit. And the Web3 space, the NFT space, is constantly changing and evolving, and new ideas come up all the time, and the market changes. And we want to be able to remain flexible and to move and to be agile and adjust with the market and the community. And to do that, we don't want to have a roadmap. We have a vision, we have a mission, we have plans and ideas of things we want to do, but it's all very much subject to change based on all of these various factors. Instead of a roadmap, we have a mission. And this is something that, again, we sat down, thought about, really put together, and we want this to be something that people feel comfortable joining us on. And if this is something that speaks to you, then I think ZenAcademy is likely to be an excellent community for you in the metaverse, in Web3, in the NFT space, online, in real life. Just it really should be for anyone that wants to be part of it. Our mission is to cultivate a community of excellent humans, to empower them with the tools, opportunities, and network to excel in Web3 and beyond. And I think that really clearly and succinctly summarizes who we are, what we're going to do, how we are community first, how we really want to do this with the community and do it in a way that has incentives in alignment with the community. You know, we're not VC funded. We never intend to be VC funded. We want to do this grassroots, I guess. You know, I was basically nobody. I was nobody in the space 18 months ago. I created my account and just like built my following and content and everything up. And then ZenAcademy, we built up from the ground 1 year ago. It was, again, just me. And then one by one, we added team members. And now there's 20 of us. This is the team. And none of this would be possible without every single person on here. It's just, it's incredible for me to see. Like 1 year ago, it was basically just me and I think maybe 5 or 6 of the people on here who are volunteer moderators, because I started the Discord and I was, you know, it was growing and I was like, this is getting a bit out of hand. I need some help. Anyone able to help me moderate? And this is before we had sold any NFTs. And over time, many of those people became, you know, contracted moderators, you know, part of the team. Many of them became community managers or other roles in the team. We have people working on collabs and partnerships. We have people working on marketing, technology, operations. It's, you know, content. We have content creators. We have people working on the consulting arm. It's such an incredible team. I appreciate everyone on here. I could not have done this alone. Like, it sometimes seems like this is ZenAcademy is me, or that I am, you know, I am ZenAcademy, and they're very closely related, and that is the case right now, or at least that was the case when we launched, and it's still largely the case right now. But my goal over the course of many years is that starts to fade away, and ZenAcademy becomes a much larger thing than me or than any individual, and becomes this long-term self-sustaining organism that can thrive into the future and beyond. So thank you, team. Thank you, everyone. I believe that is the end. Yeah, and now we'll see if we have any questions. I'm going to stop sharing, turn our cameras back on. I'm going to drink a sip of water. And hi, Emily.
Hi, great job. I gained a cat.
Thank you very much. I'm going to, hi, cat. I'm going to go turn my air conditioning on because it got really hot in here.
questions. Our team has been putting together some of the questions that you guys have been asking in general chat in Discord. So please, I'm sure there's a lot more coming. So please head over there and post your questions, and we will try to get to all of them. But if we don't, we also are going to be doing a Twitter space at the conclusion of this. Then you can even come up on stage. So let's start off. Okay. This is from Kelv. Thank you so much, everyone who posted a question as well. Thoughts on OGs getting slight priority for those additional chests? I have a token, but speaking for a couple mates who have OG but not a ZA token.
Yeah, I anticipated we would get this question. Yes, basically. There will be a OGs, for those who don't know. Before we token gated the Discord and closed it off, I gave everyone that had found the Discord early and supported me and found their way there a special Discord role called OGs. And we wanted to ensure they could remain in the Discord and stay part of ZenAcademy, even if they decided not to or couldn't afford to buy a token. So when it comes to the chests and securing or creating that list, we will certainly have a way to sort of recognize OGs, and will be, there will be a sort of maybe a percentage that is especially allocated to the OGs, or something where we want to make sure that we're still fair to the wider community. But I honestly think it is a relatively small pool of people that are OGs that don't have a Genesis token, that don't have a 333 token, that are still in the space, that are interested. And we're basically very keen on making sure that we take care of them.
Awesome. Yeah, we had a couple questions about OGs.
Yeah.
And we love our OGs so much. Oh my goodness. Yes, similar questions. We just had a couple repeats. All right. The upgrade of ZAG tokens in November. Are we getting chests airdropped? Is there a snapshot? Is it one chest token for every ZAG? And that is from Karen Condor. Thank you, Karen Condor.
Thank you. It is one chest per Genesis token, and it will be a burn. So you will have to actively go to the website and burn your NFT and receive your chests. I believe it will take, I think it might be 2 small gas transactions, just because of the ERC 1155 burning and then minting of the new one. But then from chest to PFP, it will be just 1 transaction. But it is open forever, so there's no time period. You don't have to do it within a 2-week period. You can, there are people that are. There's actually one person I know who's literally in a Buddhist monastery for the next 2 years, and he will be able to come out and still burn his ZAG tokens and do all of it. So there's no time limit.
Do you have plans? This is from Tatiana. Sorry. Do you have plans to build an artist community and maybe create a scholarship contest to help artists thrive in this space?
Oh, yes. This is something we've been talking about for like 2 to 3 months quite actively. I have really wanted to put this together, and it's just now that like we've been focusing so much on this, now we can, like, I really want to dedicate time to that. The goal for the artist community is to those who might have been in the Discord for the last couple of months, we have these weekly founders calls where I host them. We get 20 to 50 founders or just community members in each week to discuss a topic and sort of share notes and network and meet each other. I basically want to do that with artists, but add an additional layer where I'm going to reach out to many of the artists I know, in this space, who have found some level of success, some of them very successful, some of them recently successful, and get them in to come and, share their experiences and help new artists. And I've already spoken to a few, and they're super willing to come in and talk to the community. And, one of the, it's really tough as an artist in this, in any space, but in NFTs as well is no different. And there's a lot that I think they can learn from someone who sort of spent a year already in the space, spent 18 months, walked that path, and found a way to sort of find success. So yes, there will be artist programs. That is just one idea. There will be scholarship grants. There is ZenMess, of course. We are very, very, we will definitely be doing a lot of artist related initiatives. Twitter spaces. There's a lot we have cooking there.
And this is actually a Zenmas related question from
Mm.
Karen Condor as well. Zenmas drop has been per wallet, not per NFT held. With the Zen chest coming in November, is Zenmas airdrop going to be per address again, or would it be per Zen chest token held?
It's a good question. I think it will still be per address, not per chest. I mean, the whole idea of Zenmas is to create amazing art, well, to have artists create amazing art, and for us to support those artists, and then for us to take that art and airdrop it to our community. It is not really intended to be something that is massively financially significant, and so something where having, you know, many multiples of one is probably not substantially different from having one. And we really just want to make sure that everyone that is in the community and has an NFT can get a Zenmas drop. As an addendum, though, I'll say that we are planning some other art-based initiatives that involve, like Zenmas is up-and-coming artists. We are talking with established artists, to get them in to do some artist sessions, but also to, create fun community collaborative things where we can find ways to reward certain token holders or all token holders in different ways, and those will potentially be per token based. But like, I can't say too much there. Specifics haven't been 100% ironed out. There's a whole, those with a keen eye would have seen something at the bottom of the tier chart called relics, and there's a whole ecosystem there that we're figuring out. And actually, we've got it fleshed out, but it's like prioritizing when to do it and incorporate some of these fun mechanics into that next year.
Some of these questions are making me laugh, and you know who you are. These are amazing. Okay,
Joe? Is it Joe?
It's not Joe. Maybe I'll ask that question at the end. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so some of the stuff we went over, but I think it does not. We should absolutely repeat this just so it's all clear. What happens if you decide to not burn your ZAG token for a chest?
So yeah, should have made that more clear. The utility will be the same: a ZAG token, a chest, a PFP. There will always, the utility will remain the same. The only exception is if there is potentially some sort of technical limitation where we can only deliver certain utility to people who have an ERC 721, which would only be the chests and the PFP, then you might miss out on some stuff. But we will always give advance warning if something like that is upcoming, and give people plenty of time in advance to make the decision to upgrade. And actually, at this point, I should also mention that a lot of people have mentioned that they've grown, sort of, they like their ZAG token. They don't want to burn it. They want to keep it. And are planning at some point to airdrop basically a soul-bound version of the ZAG token as like a remnant of the history. It'll be something that you'll have in your wallet forever. I don't have the exact timeline on that, but it's something we wanted to make sure that we did, so that it's not like you're forever losing one. But we wanted to do the burn thing, so we didn't like massively inflate supply. We didn't want to just add another 10k tokens into our ecosystem, because I think that we've seen that play out so many times, and doubling supply is often not the right idea, especially in a bear market. So we're being very mindful of the supply, but we also want to make sure that and want to keep that letter, we'll be able to in one form or another.
I didn't notice if you breezed over it, but a couple people were catching on to the token utility infographic that we had on relics. Can you speak to relics a little more? You might have like breezed through it pretty quick. And we don't.
Yeah. So relics are fun and reward our community members in sort of almost a gamified way. You can think of relics as something that will come next year. It'll involve like pieces of game theory and maybe teamwork or collaboration, maybe mysteries, and just it's not going to be something that's going to overtake the entire ecosystem or something too meant to be this side perk project that we can have fun with. Again, hopefully work with some amazing artists and too much. It's not, the first priority is the PFP. Relics were going to come after that. So we're looking at already mid to late next year, which is forever in this space, but some stuff done and happens a bit sooner. But anyway, yeah, high level relics are fun. Relics are game theory. Relics are fun.
Relics. All right. I keep forgetting to say the names. I'm sorry, everyone. Everyone who's posted a question, thank you so much, and shout out to the team for making a list for me. This is great. True Fru had a question. Have we announced full chest distribution? So maybe we can recap a little bit of each of the tokens and the supply and what we're thinking on that end, just as a recap.
Yes. Sorry, what was the exact question? Have we announced?
On the chest distribution. So
right.
333 getting, yeah.
Yeah. So there'll be 7,848. That's the total possible supply from ZAC tokens being burnt. There'll be that 333 members can claim, and there'll be 1,100 reserved for sale via an application process. So the percentage that will be sold via this process is somewhere around the, and it is intended that way, so it should not have a significant impact on too much to the ecosystem. So the vast majority of PFP, the only way to, let me say this, the only way to guarantee yourself a PFP chest, and the only way to guarantee a chest is to have a ZenAcademy Genesis or a 333 token.
Awesome. We have a few questions about the PFP art. Any alpha on the PFP artist, Zuck? We have a couple questions about the art style. Maybe we can, I'll let you. If I start talking, I'll get in trouble. So I'll let you take the reins.
Not going to say too much. Purple. Obviously, there will be a lot of. We will share some sneak peeks and when we're ready. But we're taking our time to do it right. We're working with, we're talking to a lot of artists actually, for various reasons within the project, and it's something we're keeping close to the chest. Haha, for now. Now I can make the pun and people will know.
Yeah, full
close
circle
to the vest.
back to it. Close to the vest. Exactly. Let's see. What can we, I think we're getting close to the end on here. Let's I'm going to take one more question. I'm going to do one more question, and then I believe we will wrap up here and resume asking some of the questions. We'll get everyone up on stage, not everyone, but people that want to come up on stage to ask more questions and continue questions over there. Let's see.
Do we have more questions? Because I think we have like half an hour to the Twitter space, right?
Yeah, we're going to just hop onto the
Take a break
space and start it right after.
Oh, right. Okay, perfect.
It's all good. I think this is a great question to kind of wrap up over here on. From Henry Tano, are you going to raise VC funds to accomplish all these initiatives?
No intentions of it, and I'm very actively trying not to raise VC. We are community first. We are doing this funding. I think it is right for many projects, and I think that it allows people who are trying to build some massive product that they need a lot of engineers and people to work on, deliver that thing. VC funding can help. I think VC funding can help help with networking and connections. It can help in a lot of ways, but I think that for a project that's so rooted in community like we are and like we want to be, and we want to do things with our community's best interests at heart always, once you introduce an outside third-party external investor who have profit in, whether it's short-term or long-term or wherever it is, that it sort of messes up the entire alignment of things, even if it doesn't. It does to an extent. It kind of has to. And we are a business, and we are certainly thinking about ways to generate revenue and be self-sustaining. But we are not a business where profit is the first priority. We are a business where helping people and building an awesome community and delivering value and just empowering the community is our first priority. And if we do that, I think other good things will follow. We put a lot of system and ways that we can survive without VC funding, without relying on our community to sort of continually buy tokens from us. We think we have a really excellent shot at succeeding. Obviously, community help and support is extremely helpful because we are doing compared to, say, all the other blue chip projects, which we really is. I'm pretty sure all of them have taken VC funding, and I think we're really just trying to position ourselves as the community first project that, I think we can be. So
I think that's a great way to wrap it up here. And if we didn't get to your question on the Discord, we will get to it on the Twitter space, and also definitely invite you up, anyone that wants to come up and chat with us. The idea here was to make it not just a one-way conversation. We wanted to be able to share all this information, get it out there for everyone, but then also open up the floor to talk to you and hear what you have to say and answer your questions. So we will be maybe taking couple minute break just to catch our breath, get some water, and we
drink
will
some water.
Drink some water, and we will resume on Twitter Spaces. So we will see you there. Thank you, everyone, and thank you, Zeneca, for going through all of those slides. And
thank you, Emily. Yeah, and thank you, everyone. We'll see you over on the Twitter Spaces.